Rick Ross got the automatic zoom. You see this? This is money right here.
Better believe it.
It's SiriusXM The Heat. I'm Mina SayWhat. Got the boss, Rick Ross, joining me here in Mina's house, live from the crib.
Believe it. In Mina's house. What's happening?
We live from Florida. We in Miami. Where we at right now?
No, we actually at the promised land. We in Atlanta.
Atlanta. This is one of your homes, right?
Right. It's one of many.
How many homes do you have exactly?
I want to say maybe 7.
7. That's a beautiful thing, man. Rick Ross, you are a property owner, a business owner, an author, an entrepreneur, a hustler, an artist, a movie star. What don't you do, bruh? Like, you do everything.
We don't lose. We don't lose. That's the only thing we don't do. We don't lose. We can't lose.
That's right. So, Rick Ross, last time we spoke, you were dropping a book, Hurricanes.
Right.
Phenomenal book. Now, what, 2 years later, here's another book. You're a whole author right now. Look, there it is. Rick Ross, The Perfect Day to Boss Up, A Hustler's Guide to Building Your Empire, which you definitely have right now. So the first book was more like biographical, right? This book, you're trying to pass down the keys. Tell me when you decided to kind of put people on game and how to help them elevate them in their life.
Actually, once the pandemic came down, I began being on social media more than ever, and I would get 4 to 5, maybe even 5,000 questions a day, and 90% of them was the same thing. Rose, how'd you boss up? I want to get myself in that position. How'd you do it? What did you do that was different? So I said, basically, let's put it together in black and white. Let's put it on paper and give it to them, and that's what this is.
Right. I was reading online that you have 100 cars too. I mean, like, when you walk
it may
out
sound
the crib,
crazy, but it may sound crazy, but it's actually a little more than that. But I just collect them a little at a time, and I've been collecting them for a long time now, maybe close to 15 to 20 years. So here we are.
Wow, that's incredible. How do you come out the house and decide like which one you want to drive? Is it like what matches my outfit? Like what? Like how do you know which one to get into?
Sometimes sometimes with the if the J's I got on feel good, I may have to go get some, go to the red side or the black side or the blue side or the white side or whatever it is. But it's just about enjoying the day, having fun, and that's what we do.
I love how you have a camera that's panning in and out. I saw something. We were gonna see your house on MTV Cribs. It's coming back. Is that really happening? Because
it is.
Even your camera setup is out of here. Like your camera.
Yeah, it is.
During the interview.
It is. They actually came and filmed the episode. I showed them some whips, showed them maybe a few rooms out of the crib, because it would have took too long, but it should be a dope episode. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, you just such an inspiration, Rick Ross. Seriously, I mean, what you've managed to accomplish, I really cannot wait to read the book. It's out right now. So what are some of the steps that you can give us for people? Like, how do they boss up to your level when you're just, working paycheck to paycheck? What is one thing that people should be doing right now to prepare themselves for that boss up level?
Well, you gotta create and see that vision for yourself. You gotta lay that road down, and you gotta stay on it. It's most definitely gonna be a difficult road. Life is a beautiful struggle. I say this all the time, but regardless of where you at right now, you still on pace. Because trust me, it was a time when Rose felt like he was way behind, when really I wasn't. And when I look back to those times now, those were actually beautiful times. I was performing for $200-300 a show, but guess what? The way those fans looked at me then, that was the first time they ever seen Rose. That was the first time they ever heard Every Damn Hustler. So the looks I would get then, man, those were priceless. I'd give anything to see those same looks on my fans' faces on those front few rows. So, we just talk about different things, taking advantage of time. We don't got time to waste. Time is the most valuable asset you will ever have control of. There's a point in our life where we will wish we had more time. That's whether if you're looking at the smile on your mom's face or that love, that hug you get from your kids. It's gonna come a time when you wish you had more time. So we don't got no time to waste. You understand? And, I just touch on different things, and I think one of the important things is, a lot of people want to know, Rose, you in a wealthy position now. How you do that? I had my homie Trop print out. I'm currently in 20, maybe even more than 20 current partnerships. And I wake up every morning and find a way to remain creative and exciting, and I turn up. You got to go above and beyond. If you're getting paid to do one thing, you should always do more. That's how people gonna really see your value. If you just doing what you're getting paid to do, that's what everybody will do. So I want to go above and beyond. I'm gonna stay a little later than everybody else.
Right. Rick Ross is joining us on the Heat, SiriusXM. It's Mina SayWhat. His book, The Perfect Day to Boss Up, A Hustler's Guide to Building Your Empire, is out right now. So, I haven't read the book yet, but I heard that you're getting a little personal on this book. So, you talk about having COVID and going through that battle. Is that right?
That's facts. I talked about going through fighting the fungus. Soon as you open the book, the first chapter, the fungus is among us. I've been saying that since the pandemic came down. I started off calling it the fungus, and then me and some of my homies started calling it the 19, the COVID-19. You know what I mean? And so I talked about, fighting that 19, the fungus, what it was like for me, how rough it was for me. You know what I mean? That was the first time, I didn't have an erection for 2 weeks. So, that felt weird for Rose. You know what I'm talking about?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize those are one of these side effects.
Oh, man, the fungus is you just trying to focus on making sure you can breathe, man. That fungus.
Let alone get it off. I get you.
You feel me?
Priority here.
This ain't right, man. This ain't right. Talking about this punishment, right?
Who was by your side? Because, I can't imagine. Did you feel like you were gonna die? Like, who was by your side tending to you? Like, what was that like?
I always have my team next to me. Then, as far as my son, mom, there's a few. I had a lot of love. I didn't feel like I was gonna die. Because I've been in worse predicaments. I've had seizures. I've been on breathing machines before, so I've had to re-strengthen my lungs before. So it didn't feel that bad, but it most definitely, it wasn't bronchitis. And this is before they told us what 19 was.
Right.
I just knew. That's why I call it the fungus. I just knew this ain't bronchitis.
Right. This is before we knew it was a virus that mutates.
Right. This was.
You I got some fungus.
Yeah, I got the fungus. This the fungus. Rose got the fungus, man. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, a week and a half of just sitting in the room watching forensic files. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, the fungus ain't playing. And so by the time I was at 2 weeks, I was back moving around and, I was back good. So, I kind of quarantined myself just because how uncomfortable I was, how difficult it was. And what felt the worst for me was the cough I had was dry. It was just, so it's like I'm like, it's different for me. I've never been in this, so I'm gonna just chill. And I just chilled in the crib and, for that whole, first 2 weeks. So, and then when I found out, the 19 and what it was, and they said it was 2 weeks, I was like, yeah, they right on the head, because that was 2 weeks for Rose.
Yeah, that was like a rough time. It was like Kobe passed away and we were dealing with that, and then COVID, and then Chadwick Boseman passes away. And did you reevaluate life in any way with those sequence of things happening, death and viruses and people losing their jobs, and you know what I'm saying? Did it make you look at life differently?
I believe I went through that when I suffered, my seizures and my health scares a few years ago. I had to make some adjustments and make some changes, and I knew I couldn't play with it no more. As much as I like sipping out of, styrofoam cups and not going to sleep, lay down at 6 a.m., be back up at 9. I couldn't
Eating
do that no
Chinese
more.
food, right?
Yeah. I
And
couldn't
chicken
do
and
that no
broccoli
more.
with white
So
rice at 3
yeah, yeah,
a.m.,
yeah.
right?
So I, you know, I had to exercise. I changed some few things. I lost a little weight. You know, I take little naps now. I don't sip how I used to sip. You know what I'm saying? So it was some things that changed. So when I see the unfortunate timing on these other brothers, you know, it just most definitely make me reflect on my situation. But damn, you know what I'm saying? We all just got to be the best version of us that's possible. I think that's what we all should take from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick Ross always inspiring us. Every time I talk to him, I just feel so elevated. The book is out right now. The Perfect Day to Boss Up: A Hustler's Guide to Building Your Empire. So I want to talk music a little bit, Ross, because that's the cornerstone of this whole thing. I want to ask you something that's kind of like everybody's talking about. Are you listening to Donda more or Certified Lover Boy? Like, what are we doing there?
I enjoy them both. You know, I'm one of the few artists that's been able to collaborate with Kanye, sit in the studio with Kanye as well as with Drake. So, you know, it's certain things that I look for personally that, you know, make me recall, the times I've spent with, you know, both artists. So, and I enjoy both projects. I enjoy Donda because first and foremost, that's dedication. That's a dedicated piece of art to his mother.
Mm,
To me, it's no higher honor you could do as an artist to your mother. It's a lot of artists that don't even see that far. It's a lot of artists whose vision is so small they'll never dedicate nothing to their mother or the person that meant the most to them. So for me, that was so honorable. You know, then the moves he made with the listening event in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, you know, it was only so long ago niggas couldn't even go in there.
right.
Niggas had to cut the grass and sweep out there. So to become an artist that started in the mud, and you got to remember, I collaborated with Kanye back when his beats may have been $2,500. That was before his jaw was wired. We worked together when I was ghostwriting for other artists and he was producing. You know, so to see him personally for me at the listening event, you know, I enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? I put my $2 million Jacob watch on and, you know, I sat back and enjoyed my dog Shine. And, you know, as well as Drizzy, you know, me and him, we done made so many hit records together. And just to hear this body of work once again, of course, for me to collaborate, me, myself, and Wheezy, you know, that's you know, that's a special piece of work for us. And whenever we get to collaborate together, it's always been dope. So I'm happy to see both of my niggas shining. You feel me?
Yes, drink it up.
Better
I'm gonna drink
believe it.
my fake liquor.
Yeah. We having a virtual toast.
A virtual toast.
A
Toast it up.
virtual toast of the finest cognac. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It was amazing to hear you and Wayne and Drake on a record. It was so powerful, and the fans really reacted to that. Did you know that Wayne was going to be on the record and it was going to be what it is? And then, you know, with the whole, you guys collaborated on YOLO together, and to kind of like rehash that with You Only Live Twice as opposed to You Only Live Once. Can you talk
Right.
about like the creative of that? How involved did you know it was going to be, like a boss record with you and Wayne and Drake? Like, how did that come about?
Well, I did know, Drizzy, you know, filled me in and let me know as far as the collaboration. But I'm one of those type that once I do what I do, I don't want to send the music back and forth. You finish it, and then I check it out. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when he hit me and told me the vision, yo, me and Tune on it, me, you and Tune on it, boom, you know, I was excited because I know that only bring the best out of, out of all of us. You dig? And he hit me with the ideas for the title, you know, and when he told me you only live twice, I was like, yo, it's genius, homie. It's genius. You already know what the play is. You know what I'm saying? That's the alley hoop to, you know, one of the next moves. Hopefully, we'll get to make.
Absolutely. Is it uncomfortable for you, Ross? Because you've kind of seen like all the beefs come and go. You know, you and Drake have been collaborating for over 10 years. And to see, you know, the situation with Meek come and go, and you kind of having like to, you know, facilitate and be in the middle of that. Or even like Drake, you know, saying what he said about Swizz on the record. You know, like, how do you feel about that? How do you maneuver through all these relationships and people not necessarily seeing eye to eye here?
Well, I think, first and foremost, the homies know I'm genuine with it, and I've always been one of those type of artists that'll speak my mind as well. You understand? And that's something I've always appreciated. If I wanted to pop a little shit, you let me do it. And I'm one of those dudes as well. And you got to realize when artists on these levels is Ye, is Drizzy, is Wayne, is Swizz, these big boys. So personally to me, I can only go off the way I feel. I don't really, that shit don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I be actually looking forward to a motherfucker to talk some shit.
Right.
Like a lot of times, yeah, go and step out of line so I can go and hit you in the dome. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I think they think the way I feel sometimes. But do I really think they really tripping? Not at all. All these motherfuckers going home to $75 million cribs. How you really tripping? Like, at the end of the day, think about it. Like, motherfuckers listening to the music, he talking shit, yeah. But you probably sipping a little cognac and actually laughing, watch what I do next, yeah.
So it's a sport. It's like sparring.
That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, it's only at when you early in the game, when niggas actually may try to step on your feet and you got to really teach motherfuckers. Me coming in the game in 06, motherfuckers hearing things, he may not be real. You got to teach him. Bam, 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 bam. After you get a few lawsuits, the niggas realize, man, them niggas gonna beat you. Yeah, we ain't playing no games over here. I don't care how many people you with, it don't matter. You know what I mean? And so I can't even tell you Rose feet don't get stepped on. Nobody don't go out their way. They kind of know what time it is. So you got to remember, that's vice versa with them dudes. Nobody ain't gonna disrespect Swizz. I got number love, and the homies got number love. Sometimes you got to get something off your chest. But do I really think they tripping? Nah. I don't know if y'all seen what Swizz house look like.
Never. I'm sure it has the most like unseen art, like stuff Basquiat's we've never seen.
Oh man, that man crib carved in the side of a mountain out of glass. And if you just ask me my estimate, I may be wrong, but it looked like it costs at least 80 million. That's just, bro, and I hate to tell a man business, but do I think Swizz? Hell no. Nah.
Rick Ross is joining us on the Heat, SiriusXM. Mina SayWhat, the perfect day to boss up, a hustler's guide to building your empire. When you talk, you teach, right? Because right now you were even talking about how this is just a game. It teaches people, don't take this too serious. At the end of the day, it's about money, and when you're going home to a lot of money, you making money, you can't let little things like this and little back and forths really get in the way of the money. You got to focus on what's important.
No, not at all. And you got to remember, there was a time when, diss records were disrespectful. This is not disrespectful. I done made records before, I created records before that could touch your soul and your spirit.
There was some disrespect there, Ross.
Yeah, I done did a lot of disrespect. And I don't take it back. I still don't. You feel me? So when I listen to these little jabs, that'd be a way to communicate with each other. But is it disrespectful? Not at all. Not
right.
At all.
Drake says you're the greatest rapper alive. Alive. Has he ever said that to you in person? And how do you take that in? One of the greatest artists of the last decade saying you're the greatest rapper alive.
Most definitely it mean a lot coming from the homie. You know what I mean? And of course we've been, together in the studio, whatever. And we've commended each other. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. Is that something that I take to sleep with me? No, it's not, because, we be in different zones. You know what I'm saying? We be in different vibes. And I believe that could just be at the time when he was in the studio writing his verse to, you only live twice. That could have just been that vibe he was in as he's listening to the instrumental and listening to my verse and writing his verse and like, yo, Rose, the greatest ever, and that could just be the way he felt at the moment. And I appreciate the love.
Right. You've definitely championed a joint album. And the conversation has been okay when he puts out Certified Lover Boy, and then when you put out Richer Than I've Ever Been, which according to the internet is on the way. Is this a conversation, or is this like a real thing? Like there's a collaboration album that's going to happen?
Well, it's most definitely still at this point conversation. Is it a real conversation we've had? Of course. And I'm sure, him titling You Only Live Twice, that's most definitely touching on that vibe. You know what I mean? Because YOLO was something that I used to pop. And You Only Live Twice, that was a title he came up with. And us collaborating together be something that's not difficult at all. You know what I mean? We both inspire each other. You know what I
mean? Wale also said MMG might be collaborating on an album. You, Meek, Wale. How feasible is that?
Oh, that's most definitely something that, we've done in the past. And as we all grew as artists, we all, got on bigger platforms and all had other artists to work with. We haven't done it in a few years, but it's something we've most definitely discussed. And, it's something we could most definitely do.
Okay. And then Richer Than I've Ever Been. What's that looking like, Ross? When's it coming out? How far deep are we in? Like, we need to know here, okay?
Well, it's finna get ready and go down. You possibly could have a record in the next 2 weeks along with the release date. Yeah, so we're gonna get the album before the year out.
Are we doing a Donda Marketing or what?
You know what I'm saying? You know how I gotta do mine. Donda is most definitely, that's Ye. And Ye a genius. And I love the way he moves. I love the way he do his shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lean, I'm gonna most definitely give y'all some heat. I'm gonna lean on the records a little more. You know what I'm saying? The production and just the vision. So when I say I'm richer than I ever been, niggas know what to expect. Right. They know I'm playing for keeps. Yeah.
What album would this be for you?
Album number 11. Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
11 albums. Did you ever see yourself here? 11 albums.
I most definitely seen myself on top. Album number 11. That wouldn't be true if I said I seen that. You know what I'm saying? And we still cooking up, and we got some shit, and it's finna be fire. Another number 1.
Well, we can't wait to hear it. Rick Ross, I appreciate you so much. Appreciate your time. The perfect day to boss up, a hustler's guide to building your empire. You want to build an empire? Who better than Ricky Ross, the boss? The man got thigh stop, wing stop, cars, houses. He's an author. I mean, we could go on and on. He got a leg stop, a breast stop, every kind of stop you need, okay? Rick Ross, I appreciate you. I mean to say what? It's SiriusXM The Heat. Let's get it.